Are you starting to learn the ukulele and you're not sure what chords to learn? I'm going to show you the first 10 chords every ukulele player should know. So go grab your uke, tune it up, and I think we're going to uke. Hey there ukulele fans, thanks for joining me at I Think I'm Gonna Uke. My name's Tony and welcome to the channel. If you're just learning the ukulele for the first time, or maybe you've learned a few chords and you're ready to move on to learn some more, I'm going to show you the top 10 most common chords you're going to need to know. With just these 10 chords, you can literally play tens of thousands of songs. Seriously, you'd be surprised. But almost all popular songs today just use 4 chords. Even traditional or folk music uses just a few more chords. So just by knowing 10 chords, you can play just about every song you've ever heard. Now let's jump right into it. First off, everybody's first chord they learn is C major. It's just like this. It's the easiest chord and you just need one finger to play it. So just use your ring finger, your third finger, on that first string, but on the 3rd fret. There's a C major. Now just as a FYI, if you're looking up chord sheets for songs online and you see just the chord letter like C or G just by itself, it always means the major. Just by default, it means the major chord. So C major, you might see it just as C. All right, next we're going to learn A minor. Now for now, don't worry about what major and minor really mean. Just know that these are names of chords. And as you learn more about the ukulele and learn more about music in general, you'll learn the details about what makes a major or minor chord. But don't worry about it. It's just a name. So for now, just think of A minor. It's just another name for a chord. And you also just need one finger. So let's use our second finger, our middle finger, on the 4th string on the 2nd fret. That's A minor. Next, I'll teach you chords that use 2 fingers. So the next is F major. So we take our first finger, put it on the 2nd string, 1st fret. Take your second finger, your middle finger, put it on the 4th string on the 2nd fret. That's an F major. The next 2-finger chord we're going to learn is A major. So take your first finger, put it on the 3rd string, 1st fret, and your second finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. That's A major. The next 2-finger chord we're going to learn is a D7. So take your first finger, put it on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and your second finger, put it on the 2nd string on the 2nd fret. Now this technically is not an official D7, but this is the way you'll see it a lot of times, especially for the ukulele. We'll play it this way. You might see it as called like an island D7 or Hawaiian style D7. But when we're playing the D7 on the ukulele, most commonly we're going to play it this way. All right, now let's learn 3-finger chords. So we'll start off with a G major. For a G major, you take your first finger, put it on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, put your second finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret, and your third finger, your ring finger, put it on the 2nd string, but on the 3rd fret. That's a G major. Now let's do a quick review. We learned C, A minor, F, and G. Now these chords together, they form one of the most common chord progressions that's used in popular Western music. So I'm sure you've heard songs that follow this pattern. And of course the most popular ukulele song uses these same 4 chords. Okay, now onto the next set of chords. We're going to learn a G7. So put your first finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, your second finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and your third finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret. That's a G7. All right, next we have an E minor. So that's your first finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret, your second finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and your third finger on the 3rd string, but on the 4th fret. Is an E minor. Now we're almost done, but the next chord we're going to learn is a D major. So we're going to use our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger. That's our middle finger, ring finger, and our pinky, all on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, all on the 2nd fret. Now, if this is a little bit difficult to play, you can try using your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd finger on those same positions. But usually, most students will find this way is a little bit easier. Now probably on the channel, if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know I always play a D major this way. It's just because it happens to be more comfortable for me. But if you can't do it this way, don't worry about it. This is really the standard way to play. All right, you made it to the last chord. Now the 10th chord that I'll teach you is actually the hardest of the bunch, and that's a B minor chord. Now the official way to play a B minor is like this, where you do use your first finger to press and squeeze all of the strings across the 2nd fret, and you use your 3rd finger on the 4th string on the 4th fret, like this. Now for a lot of beginners, a bar chord like this is really hard to play because your fingers and your hands are just not used to this position. They're not used to squeezing it like this. But if this is hard, or if you're very close, maybe you've got some dead strings and it doesn't sound that great yet, a thing you can try is try to hold the same shape in the same position, but start on the 5th fret here. Now this is not a B minor. I just want you to help practice and exercise this shape, because for a lot of beginner ukulele players, it's easier to play bar chords in the middle of the neck of the ukulele. So if this feels comfortable, then you can play this and then just slide it back up to the 2nd fret. Okay? Don't worry, most beginners have a really hard time with bar chord. Even intermediate players, they might have been playing for a couple years, they still have a hard time with bar chords. So don't worry, it does take time, it takes practice. But I'm going to show you an alternate way to play B minor, where you play it like this, with your 1st finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, your 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and your 3rd finger, your ring finger, on the 4th string, 4th fret. Now this is the same kind of shape as an E minor, so hopefully you can play an E minor okay. So just take this shape of an E minor and move it up 1 string. Okay. Now this is not a B minor, but it's close. So most of the time in songs, you're just playing a B minor for 1 or 2 beats anyway, so most people aren't going to notice the difference, but it'll get you through it until you can learn how to bar it like that. Now I really want you to practice these 10 chords, and you'll find these chords appear in just about every song. So it'll take some time for these chords to feel comfortable and to memorize the shapes and the patterns, but if you practice really just 5 minutes a day, maybe 10 minutes a day, you'll have these down in no time. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with any of your friends. Well, if you have questions, please leave them in the comments below. And until next time, have fun playing and God bless.